Last time we told you to swap your face frames instead of painting your cabinets. Today we're actually going to show you how to do it. I'm David, this is Dawson from Highland Cabinetry Colorado. Let's show them how to do it today.
So the first step, take the door off.
Okay.
Should be 2 screws. It's pretty standard on every cabinet. Kind of hold it in place as you take it off. Set that aside in a place that's not going to get damaged.
There we go. And this is naturally not an installed cabinet, so it's actually probably easier if it's installed because it's actually mounted to the wall.
So if it was installed, it'd be the face frame screws that are connecting the face frames. You take those off first.
So
and then
you're dismounting it from the other cabinets.
Exactly.
First.
And then depending on the brand of cabinet you were removing these face from, they're put on a different way. Typically it's staples. Some use hot glue, which doesn't really hold it much tighter. You can kind of just tap it from the back and it'll separate. The only issue you're gonna have if it was contact adhesive on, then it'll be tough to get off.
But most cabinets aren't that way. Most people are using staples or pin nails or something. So it's not a great method to actually fix these permanently. They're kind of meant to be able to come off if need be.
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of warranty with shipping is cracked face frames or they're dropped.
They're dropped
and they want them to be able to be removable and then reinstalled. So I've worked with
numerous different manufacturers.
So many manufacturers, and every single one has just been tap on the back and it comes right off. Use a rubber mallet, not just a standard hammer. And then also if you want more protection, just a scrap block to kind of spread out the impact. So you kind of just set it behind the frame, give it a couple taps. You can hear it kind of loosen up, and I just work around the frame slowly. Sometimes they break off, sometimes you get it off full, but if you're just replacing the frame, it kind of doesn't matter how the previous frame comes off, but I like to get them off all in one piece.
That's the goal, right?
Yeah, nice clean. And you can see from the top, it's kind of coming out of that dado. It's nice and slow around, kind of just work your way around.
So if you can get to the top, you can hit it a little bit harder, but if you have crown mold or there's a ceiling or something, you can still do it from the inside.
Yeah, I'm likely to take the crown molding and everything off to get that face frame. And if it's a base cabinet, doesn't usually have a top, it usually has a 90 bracket, you just release that 90 bracket.
So just by unscrewing it or knocking it out.
Yeah.
So she's completely loose now in the final kind of takeoff. You see the staples, there's some glue that has been used to mount this on. So again, regardless of how it is, you're just gonna kind of break out a little bit of the end panel, and that's no big deal when we're putting the new face frame on. So how many of these have you probably done?
Thousands.
Thousands?
Thousands of face frames.
So some of the comments are saying that it's not that easy to do, but you've done thousands of these, all different types of manufacturers had success in doing it.
Yeah, I think the one comment I saw was, what if they had an under the countertop like piece nailed to the top of the face frame? And typically with a base cabinet, you'd get that bottom loose first, and then you could slide it off of those nails. Typically it's nails. If it's a screw, you may have to cut that screw. Really, no matter what, you can get them off.
Common tools you can get it done. Sometimes you might have to cut something to get it to pop off if somebody put a screw that you can't get to, but for the most part you just figure out what side you can get off and then how to address the little one. So it takes a little coaxing, but it comes off.
Yeah, versus it probably would have taken me just as long to mask that cabinet as just taking off that frame right there.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's the next step?
To pull the staples. So there's many ways of doing this, whether you can get a kind of clamp on the back and pull it out, or kind of, usually you need to tap it a little bit to then access it. You could honestly just clip them.
Rip them out. So I typically will use like an end snip or a side snip and just pull them out. Or if you want to be a little cleaner, I know some people don't want to damage the cabinet a lot. They tap them back out just like you would tap a nail back out of a board.
Or you could honestly, if you want to just leave them in there, just snip the ends.
So you could leave it as is and just snip the ends right off.
Because sometimes pushing them back out is going to kind of
damage this
as well. So
I like what you're saying.
I think we just snip the ends. This is probably the longest process of this, but just take your time, kind of just pop them out, keep it clean. You don't want those interiors to get damaged.
I don't know if I'd be able to see the end of that. Look at that, that's a pretty neat little trick. The spring punches are pretty nice.
Yeah, if they're really deep in there, I recommend snipping. If they're kind of just hanging on to the edge, you can usually just slide them out.
Yeah, so there's many different ways you can do this. A little bit of the prep work that you have to do. It just depends on what you're comfortable with doing. You can hammer them out. You can use a spring punch. You can use the end snips or Just depends on how nice you want to be to the cabinet.
My favorite way is spring punch and then just kind of pull it out.
So double check to make sure we got them all out. Be careful not to stab the side into your fingers or anything, but just kind of make sure that we're nice and clean. So now we're ready for the new face frame to go on. So this is how the face frames come from Highland. You can actually see, saying that it's a gray face frame. It's a 2130 FFD, stands for face frame and door set.
Just set the door off to the side.
Again, at this point, you want to be a little bit careful as you're working with finished goods. So most face frames are 1.5 inches wide. That's a very, very typical size in the face frame. A lot of times they have the dado in the back that accepts the 1/2 inch plywood or particle board. Again, probably 90% of the cabinets actually have that 1/2 inch thickness on the end panels that goes in this groove called a dado. If for some odd reason you have a 3/4 inch or thicker panel, sometimes you may have to widen this a little bit to the interior, and it takes a table saw to do that. So that might be a little bit more advanced, but not impossible. We've done it before, but as you can see, the face frames are pocket holed together. They're ready to go on. This is exactly how the face frame goes on in the factory. So we're not really doing anything special. It's basically just putting the face frame back on. Now, what do we do to attach it to the cabinet?
There's many ways you can go about attaching it to the cabinet. You can glue it on, or you can pocket screw it on. Typically I just glue it on. You can get liquid nail at any Home Depot, Lowe's.
So like a PL 400, a liquid nail, some type of high bond construction adhesive. You know, you want something, because it has finish on it, that's going to bond to things that don't have kind of non-porous at that point.
Yeah.
But even regular wood glue does hold some amount. Yeah. But a PL 400 is fantastic. Okay, that's how you do it.